Terence Bud Crawford, WBO champion at welterweight, close to signing for a Kell Brook fight. We're going to talk about that. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also, subscribe to my channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of the gang notification gang, please hit that bell icon. I drop content daily. You guys should like it. Smash the like button. Drop me a comment. Now, Ring Magazine, ringtv.com, and others are reporting Kell Brook says a deal is close for a fight with Terence Crawford November 14th. Link in the description. Says, this is by Dan Raphael. The deal is not quite done yet, but Kell Brook is likely to be the next opponent to challenge Terence Crawford for his WBO welterweight title in the fall. Brook held a welterweight belt from 2014 to 17, told the Ring on Saturday negotiations for the fight are far along, and it would take place on November 14th at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas, and it would air on ESPN. Brook says, my team are in advanced talks with Top Rank, Bob Arum, and we are edging to secure a fight. Brook said, if the numbers make sense, then as you already know, I'm keen as mustard to get the fight on. Tell the fight fans to get ready for fireworks in Sin City. I've wanted the fight for some time now. Talks are in advance and encouraging stage. We are happy to fight in the U.S. on that given date. Brook has been vocal about his desire to fight Crawford, who has been out of luck in terms of securing the well-known welterweights who box for Al Haymon's premier boxing champions, Pacquiao, Spence, Keith Thurman, Danny Garcia, Sean Porter, that has put Brook's name in the mix as a Crawford foe since early in the year, and the pandemic put that on hold. Now the camps are serious about getting the deal done. Crawford and Bob Arum are good guys. It's good to have the discussions at an advanced stage now, and hopefully we can close it in the next week, Brook said. It's a good matchup stylistically, and I don't believe he's ever shared the ring with someone like me. It's a fight that gains transatlantic interest. It's without a doubt a very big fight. In many people's eyes, he's the pound for pound number one. So a win over the man of the moment would, of course, be very big. Me and my team very confident we can usurp him and dethrone the American champ in their own backyard, etc. Not going to read the whole thing. Link in the description. And that's the latest. Now, I can't say I'm surprised one bit. I do have a lot of questions about this. And I'm sure if you follow boxing, there'll be the same questions for you. The biggest thing with this fight, stylistically, I have no problem with the matchup, but that's if Kell Brook is even the same fighter. Now, there's a lot of worry that Kell Brook might not be the same guy. You know what I mean? Can he make weight effectively? Kell Brook hasn't fought as a welterweight in years. This is not a stretch of the imagination, right? So we're on his box rec. He fought Mark DeLuca, and he's been very absent in general. He had one fight before the pandemic against an unknown guy, Mark DeLuca, 153. He fought Michael Zarafa, 150. He fought Rabchenko. So basically, I'm realistically in the fight with Rabchenko, right? So look, right there, this should go to show you something. Between the DeLuca fight and the Zarafa fight, and he looked horrible in the Zarafa fight, FYI, right? He didn't look good. People were saying, even on the telecast, and you know the UK is super biased with the commentary. So if the fact that they were saying that he looked bad, that has to show you something, because normally they'll stretch it like Dillian White, Povetkin. If you listen to the commentary, they were making it like Povetkin was doing nothing, and he's the one that ultimately won. But that's something else. Anyway, he boxed 2 times in 2018 and no fights in 2019. And he finally came back at the beginning of this year against this unknown guy, Mark DeLuca. So whoever this is, who is this, bro? This look like Brad Bottomless Pit. You know, I don't even know who that is, bro. So, I mean, we just have to hope that this is not Kell Brook cashing out and his eyes hold up and he can even make welterweight comfortably. These are real concerns. So he last made weight. So you guys see this. May 27th, 2017. And we're in September, right? So literally over 3 years ago that he fought at this weight. So all things, if Kell Brook shows up, I think he can give a top welterweight issue. Now, the other thing is there's a difference between giving someone issue and beating them. Does he have any type of momentum to beat Terence Crawford? That remains to be seen. But, if he's at his best stylistically, it could be an interesting fight. But there's so much. People are always waiting for these vintage rabbit out the hat type of performances from people who haven't looked that way. You know what I'm saying? So I try to be realistic when it comes to this boxing. I don't know that Kell Brook is the same fighter right now. I really don't. That's just what it is. Don't know. He lost to Errol Spence and then made excuses and said that he couldn't make welterweight, which is henceforth why he moved up. Never fought the top guys at 154 like Jermell Charlo, like Swift Jared Hurd, who had a title, like Edeslandi Lara, right? Like Julian J. Rock Williams, like Tony Harrison. He fought none of them. He's fighting Mark DeLuca, Michael Zarafa, who Peter Quillen, my dude Kid Chocolate, knocked out years ago on PBC. And when PBC first came out and they said Peter Quillen was cherry picking. Kell Brook didn't even look good in that fight. And he fought Rabchenko, DeLuca, Rabchenko, and looked bad versus Zarafa. So he really didn't do anything at 54. So this kind of seems like a cash grab, to be honest. Now, I looked at Kell Brook. It looks like he's in shape. It sounds like he's just trying to give it one last go. If he loses here, he'll probably retire, to be honest. So he's trying to get one last sturdy payday. And any guy like that who's in that me against the world, if I lose this, then retire type of situation, two bad eyes. I don't know how much faith I can have that that's going to be the best version of them. Other issue that I have with this fight is that Terence Crawford's team, Bomac particularly, but his team in general, they have himself. They've said they didn't want certain guys that didn't have belts. Guys like Porter, they say, oh, he just lost to Errol. We want Errol or Pacquiao. We want Errol or Pacquiao. Sean Porter, he's our friend, plus he don't have no belt. This is what they said. Then they said Keith Thurman don't have no belt. He don't have no belt. But guess what? Kell Brook has not even fought at this weight in over 3 years. And you guessed it, he too does not have a belt. So not only does he not have a belt, he has done nothing at 150 plus. He, like I said, he didn't fight Jermell Charlo, who looks like the king of the division. He didn't fight Rosario, J-Rock, Hurd, Tony Harrison, all these top Ladas, all these top 54 pounders. He fought none of them. Typical UK Eddie Hearn, matchmaking and things like that, the cherry picking and domestic type of schedule. So that didn't work out. He hasn't been tested against anybody good at 54. And then the weight he said he could not make, 3 plus years ago, which is why he claims he lost to Spence out. So basically, I wasn't at my true weight, and realistically, I'm a chocolate brownie. I couldn't get. He was saying all this stuff, and then all of a sudden he can make weight again. Three years later, again, he don't look like he's in bad shape, but I don't know how to really judge this particular fight. If Kell Brook, that we know before the Golovkin fight, the one that unseated Sean Porter, shows up, then it could be a tough fight for Crawford. But again, people always want these like vintage performances from fighters, but if you look on paper, nothing has showed us that this is what Kell. He has two bad eyes, and he doesn't have a belt, hasn't fought at the weight. And like even the Sean Porter, let me look when he fought Sean Porter, like 2014 or something. Yeah, boom. He fought Sean Porter in 2014. So literally 6 years later, like that was a great performance, by the way. Good jab and stuff. He's literally 6 years from that particular performance, because that was in August 16th and it's September, as I mentioned earlier in this video. So literally 6 years ago, 6 years in a month or a couple weeks, that he fought Sean Porter. So it's hard for me to, if you haven't done anything recently, for me to just assume that you're the same fighter as this particular fight, when you've since hurt both your eyes or had both your eyes hurt in the Errol Spence and Golovkin back-to-back fight, and you haven't fought nobody at 54, and I like Kell Brook, but I like the truth, and that's just the reality of it. I think Kell Brook is a skilled fighter, but Eddie Hearn and him, they did a number and mismanaged his career. He was also talking about depression and stuff like that. This is not my words. Watch. After he lost those back-to-back fights. Look. See how quickly I typed that up? This is not me ad-libbing. Kell Brook nearly gave up boxing during depression battle. Kell Brook has revealed that he almost gave up boxing and needed a counselor to help him emerge from depression after losing his IBF welterweight to Spence. So this is what he was saying in February. You know, he said, yeah, I thought about packing it in, Brook admitted. I was very low after the way I did against Errol Spence in Sheffield, the way I lost, then people saying I had to quit. Nobody walks in my shoes except me. It was around Christmas I hit rock bottom. I was pushing people closer to my family away. I was a mess. Drinking too much, feeling down. I knew I had to get back into boxing. I had to change my life, yada, yada, yada. So, you know, this was his feelings in 2018, and he hasn't really fought anybody to test him, you know, elite level, top 54 pounders. He never fought Keith Thurman or Pacquiao, you know, top guys at 47. So this could be a cash grab. I'm just being real. So Terence Crawford, you know, he's in a bad position. Kell Brook really should have been fighting Amir Khan. They both signed a rematch room. And somehow, some way, even though Amir Khan signed with Eddie Hearn, that fight was never done. They're in the same space. That was a domestic rivalry. That should have been happened. But instead, Crawford, who his career has excelled, and he's looking at the top, you know, top rank is feeding him Amir Khan after Canelo knocked him out, after Danny Garcia had knocked him out. You see what I'm saying? So it's just, this looks bad. Same thing with Kell Brook. So they're not going to put this on pay-per-view because the Amir Khan Terence Crawford fight didn't really do good numbers. So the article says they're going to put it on ESPN. But if this turns out to be nothing like the fight you expect, then I wouldn't be surprised. The man's eye was, you know, gave out on him and stuff like that. So, and he's talking about battling depression and drinking a lot, and he was fighting at 150. So to me, it just could be one last fight to see if he can challenge himself, and if he can't, then, you know, he's probably going to ride off into the sunset and retire. So I'm hoping that's not the case. I like Kell Brook. I hope he has a good account of himself, but based on the trajectory and not being at the weight in several years and battling depression and all this other stuff, who knows how he abused his body in that downtime and downward spiral, as he said, rock bottom. You know, it's kind of hard to get up for this fight, but, you know, on regular ESPN, it is what it is. Let me know what you guys think. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more sports. Get unlimited access to premium content with an ESPN Plus subscription. ESPN Plus offers a variety of content, including specials, behind the scenes, docuseries like Bruce Lee's Be Water, and much more. With an ESPN Plus subscription, you get access to a ton of classic archive fights and replays from boxing and the UFC. Big names like, hi, I'm Mike Tyson, come and watch my fight. Floyd Mayweather, easy work, I'm rich. And Manny Pacquiao, yes, it's up to my promoter, just to name a few. If that's not enough, you could get the ESPN bundle, which includes ESPN Plus, Hulu, and Disney Plus. All three apps, one low price. You don't want to miss out. Make sure you guys click that link in the description box of all of my videos. Ego, signing off. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.